Hello, my name is Pam Spencer, and this is my Bridging the Gap presentation for Valley School District. The purpose of this presentation is to introduce you to the adopter categories in Rogers' Diffusion of Innovations theory and educational technology, and then relate them to how Christ taught. The 5 adopter categories Rogers described are innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. In essence, this presentation will explain how to use technology adopters in a Christ-centered way. The first adopter category is innovators. They are willing to experience and evaluate new ideas. They face challenges because their fixation with change makes them seem dangerous to the majority. The second adopter is early adopters. Early adopters are usually in leadership roles, and peers look at them for guidance. They usually have time and/or money to invest and are willing to be a test site. The third adopter is the early majority. Early majority adopters are usually not leaders, but have well-developed interpersonal networks. They like guaranteed off-the-shelf performance. Late majority is the fourth adopter. They usually wait for others to adopt an innovation. They want to feel safe and wait for peer persuasion. Lastly, the laggards. Laggards are deeply rooted in tradition and approach change with caution. They are usually not technologically adept. Information for this slide was obtained from Sahin 2006. Understanding these categories and utilizing the gifts that each adopter can add to the whole is important. It is essential not to assume that the only contributors are the innovators, the early adopters, and the early majority. Each can contribute, and we must bridge the gap in our district by including all and recognizing their contributions. Innovators and early adopters in our district have the critical role of legitimizing the information to others. There should never be a performance gap due to information retention. Supervisors and peers can share and promote engagement in technological innovation. If early performers want to maintain their competitive advantage rather than share and engage, the likelihood of resistance to the innovation can be much greater. The early majority is like the cogs of the wheel. They are watchers, listeners, and learning, and there are many of them. Once they have embraced technology and its visions, they will make innovation rational and doable. I think of Christ as the master innovator. He had his gospel to teach. He selected each of his 12 apostles individually, recognizing their ability and willingness to learn from him as the head of the system. He knew they would adopt his gospel because they were already men who loved God. He taught them much, but expected them to share and teach others. In Mark 3:14 through 15, it says, "And he ordained 12, that they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach, and to have power to heal sicknesses, and to cast out devils." The apostles were early adopters, and were sent to teach the majority, whether early, late, or laggards. The early majority, or acceptors, also had the opportunity to teach and share. Many of them did, like the Samaritan woman at the well whom Jesus taught. After she became an early adopter of what he told her, she ran to teach others. Some of the information from this slide came from Young 2019 and the King James Bible 1959/1611. The late majority of adopters wait to see the advantages of the innovation. They are usually not technically adept and have to start sometimes from the beginning. They can learn, teach, and assist by utilizing their peer networks, like teacher to teacher. Laggards are steeped in tradition and skeptical about innovations. However, from a technological point of view, they can contribute information that would make the innovation more viable in a particular setting. Consequently, innovators can learn from laggards, and laggards can learn from innovators if the engagement is inclusive and respectful of each adopter. Jesus Christ had many people he taught who would be called late majority or laggards. Often they were resistant to the point of abuse and looked for ways to contradict his teachings. Christ always spoke with these resistors patiently and offered them the opportunity to learn and participate. Some of the great hecklers, like Paul, repented and were willing to learn and risk their lives to teach about Christ. Some, like Thomas, needed proof. Christ, again, knowing that all people have gifts to contribute to the whole or body of Christ, patiently and diligently sought to include everyone. Some information from this slide was retrieved from Stewart and Others, 2019, as well as the King James Bible, 1959, 1611. Because we have Christ's example available to us, we must also design educational policies that are inclusive to achieve a common goal of providing the optimum opportunities for students to learn, grow, and then also teach what they have learned. As I described the body of Christ as the totality of his system, so must the same inclusiveness, innovation, learning, sharing, and adopting be exercised to create the whole in education, including technology that leads to workable, engaging, and versatile systems to teach all students and reach all students. Some information for this slide was retrieved from the King James Bible, 1611, 1959. Thank you.